There's a quote in one of my favorite movies, Almost Famous, and it goes, "Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid." It's delivered by the mother figure of the protagonist, played by Frances McDormand. And the context is a little bit overbearing or a little bit almost lighthearted, but it's a profound quote, and it makes me reflect on just the possibility of what we can achieve if we have the courage and the boldness to face uncertainty. The quote has the implication that if we're bold and if we step forward with strength into the unknown, that a greater power and greater forces will lift us up and come to our aid and propel us forward. But I like to think about the quote as if we have the courage to step forward in the unknown and take a chance on ourselves, to double down on our skills and abilities and belief and what we can achieve, that it unlocks something deeper within the core of us, something greater, something mighty within us that piques the senses, it engages the best of our abilities, instills a sense of urgency in us that sets us on course with attentiveness and vigor towards a higher goal. I recently broke out of a cycle of uncertainty myself, living at a place in Los Angeles and carrying a heavy burden of rent and all the cost that comes with living in a huge city. And I embarked on my little digital nomad journey of transformation, leading me currently in Costa Rica. And the path leading up to this jump was very long, and it was because I was avoiding uncertainty. It was because I was stuck in this kind of cycle of seeking security and being afraid to face the unknown and blinding me from seeing the greater parts of my abilities of adaptability and resourcefulness. I've always been one myself to seek security, to build a foundation of predictable routines and schedules and work so that I, don't have to risk, I guess, the things that we're all afraid of, not being able to afford rent, not being able to go out and do the things we want to do. But when I think about how I've gone about that, I've really paid a bit of a cost for it. I'm just doing nothing but working, waking up as early as I could, working as late as I could. And I would bypass social opportunities up on nights and weekends just because I wanted to move forward. The way that I was trying to succeed was by going extra, extra, extra. And there is always a limit to that. But man, what a heavy load of effort and energy it takes to be so secure. Also try to build businesses and be creative and do so with the actual full potential of the energy that we have. I always knew that I had the abilities to face uncertainty, to embrace uncertainty. I've always known that that's what it takes to be entrepreneurial, that that's what it takes to be creative. And in the times that I have done that, I've proven to be adaptable. I've proven to be resourceful, and I know these to be strengths. But just the habit and the security-seeking behavior and nature that I have and so many of us have, it just kept me locked into not being able to make that unsure, uncertain decision. And that wasted so much energy. I could have easily trusted my instincts and trusted intuition and made that decision much sooner. And now that I'm on my way, it seems so much more right. It seems so much more correct. And that renews me. It makes me double down my effort and intensity towards pursuing the things that I really want. And because of embracing uncertainty, it's enhanced my hunger for pursuing those things, because now I have an open road ahead of me and I have the urgency to succeed on that path because it's necessary. Uncertainty has always been the essence of creativity and innovation. It's the blank page. It's the first note of a melody. It's the first brushstroke. It's an intimidating time when we just want to make sure that we're moving forward, or we're afraid that we're not going to do the best we can or create the best work that we've done. But that uncertainty and the boldness and courage it takes to do that over and over, that's what pushes us forward. That's what makes us grow. That's what pushes beyond the limits that society and humanity have yet to see. You can see examples in our modern era of technology and art. If Steve Jobs would have rested on his laurels and just continued with desktop computing and the Mac and not taken a huge investment risk with the iPhone, we wouldn't have supercomputers in our pockets and interconnected across the world through video calls. If Bob Dylan wouldn't have plugged in his electric guitar at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965, then we wouldn't have the same version of rock and roll that we do today. It's probably the most essential, yet the least accepted skill that we need to work on. Embracing uncertainty and having the boldness to move forward and take that risk. We'd rather work on the hard skills. We'd rather practice and research and plan and invest than just jump forward, try and fail and then adjust. There's another side to the whole idea of uncertainty that I think is really important in this current era that we're in with the advancement of technology and AI, and that's the fact that uncertainty is coming for all of us in some way or another. Like, disruption from technology is happening faster and faster. It's changing so much about our society and our economy. We live in a very dynamic time. Working in tech, it's always been kind of following change, and I've always enjoyed that, but it's happening faster and faster. It's extremely exciting, all that opportunity, all that flexibility of remote work and online business, but also the compounding exponential change that's happening. It's going to affect a lot of the stable jobs. It's going to disrupt stability. So in essence, when we think that we're avoiding uncertainty and we're doing the right things and we're staying in our routine and we're just doing what we're supposed to do, in this upcoming era, that might not be enough. In essence, embracing uncertainty and leaning into that, leaning into the curiosity, becoming comfortable with it, it might become more of a necessity than something that is needed to advance above and beyond. It might be something that we'll all have to come to terms with as markets change and as technology ripples its way through different aspects of society. So I've just started to look at it as I need to start becoming more familiar with uncertainty, flexing that muscle more, trusting in my abilities and my adaptability, but not be afraid to take a chance. And if it doesn't work, adapt, because that skill in itself will be something that is very useful to continue to navigate the changing and dynamic future that we're all living in. At the end of the day, we live in a world of chance. We live in a world of circumstance. We obviously have to enjoy ourselves along the way. I'm super grateful that my path has finally led me to something new here. I'm still working. I'm still excited about embracing entrepreneurship and the uncertainty, but excitement and potential that could bring. And if it doesn't end up, making me self-sufficient, then that's fine too, because it's an adventure and I'm gonna continue to learn skills from embracing the uncertainty involved with that. Same thing with creativity. I want to embrace creativity as a part of my personal growth journey, and I haven't been great at that. I always regret not having released more music. I always regret not having taken more chances. And the times that I have, it's led to some of the most proud creations and experiences that I've had. So as a self-professed risk-avoidant security seeker, I feel great to be on this new path, and I hope to carry that forward with me in the future of my career and in the future of how I approach life, And I want to be able to take more chances with new experiences, with relationships, with people, with business, with creativity. And I know that getting more familiar with uncertainty is going to provide the most amount of opportunity and the richest offering of experience that I could hope for in my path in life. So I would encourage you, as I encourage myself, to be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. Mighty forces will come up within you to enable you and peak the best of your abilities towards the path that's probably the one that you should be taking anyway. So I'm gonna go finish some work and then head down to the beach to watch a beautiful sunset, because embracing uncertainty has allowed me to do both today.